Testy.
Hello? How's the microwave chicken pot pie?
Hello.
So,
It's good.
Hank, I know you're there and I don't know what you want. So basically I pinned, last time we sewed the body of the bodice together and then we pinned everything around so that we can insert this lace. But the gap on these shoulders, like here, are narrower. Oh, you're hearing my braid. Oop. Was it like... Pss, 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 pss. I'll put you further down my boobie. Is that better? So yeah, so basically it's just a little narrower than intended. It was supposed to be like an inch and it's more like 5/8 of an inch. So that means like the shoulder is gonna be a little wider, or like the neck. Okay, so basically we're at the step though where we need to insert the lace, and actually, so all this stuff is from my grandma. And last night I washed this. I just hand washed it to make sure it was shrunk. And a lot of the yellow came out. So it's a lot whiter now. And I mean, that sort of makes sense because this is old. Who knows how long my grandma's had this for. So anyways, so this has just been pinned since last time. I resisted. I almost sewed the lace on without you guys. I almost just did it by myself because I'm really anxious about potentially moving. So I just want to get this done so I can make the next iteration of Way's chef coat. So that can also be done. Then I can basically wrap up my sewing projects and move on to, I don't know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to lay this down. Peepo Juice has been removed from chat. Are you anti Peepo Juice? So I basically just want to get, because I'm going to have to make so many curtains before we leave. And if we don't end up moving, then that's fine because I just move significantly faster on these projects than I have been in the last 6 months. So either way, it works out for me. But yeah, I almost worked on this without you guys. Because I think this lace, we basically have it prepped. But I still think it's going to be very tedious to pin it and sew it. Like, basically, this pattern called for certain sized lace trim. Um, and my lace trim is a little bit smaller than what the pattern called for. Because this, again, is just like from my grandma. I think is okay. It just means that in order to have like any gap, I need to like make sure it's actually, you have to get us back to the 50 emote limit. I see. Or what? What happens? Do we get charged? So I think I'll just do the bottom and then I'll do the top. I'll pin the bottom first. Doesn't show us the ones we want. Oh, I see. Is this because we like downgraded our plan or something? How I have not gotten sick of this song is literally a miracle. I need to finish transcribing it. Yes, okay. So my goal is to get the lace done today. You're removing a lot of emotes. Browse is back. I like how browse is like the most important. You're like, okay. But really, all we care about is browse, which is true. Like, that's not a lie. I guess you guys can sort of see what I'm doing from this angle a little bit too. Hi, Tissa. You might see what I'm doing better. How are you doing? Did you ever do that baby garment sewing project? You're still hesitant. Yeah, I get that. I get you. I feel like starting a project is like very intimidating, no matter what. If you delay enough, the baby will grow up and you'll be off. True. I knit a baby hat for one of Pickle's old coworkers. And that was like stressful because I was like, I always, it takes me forever to do projects and I always like procrastinate on them. And I was like, well, I sort of have to finish this because it's for newborns. Like, it's not, like, obviously it stretches, but like, I got it done. It was like a plain, I think I did maybe some cabling in it. I don't remember. I mean, the one good thing about baby stuff is babies are small. Means their clothes are small. So if you're knitting them, like Pickle's mom, oh, it's for the shower. Okay, never mind. Yeah, so that's like the same as I was for the baby hat, where I was like, I intended it to be worn from the hospital because they were like, oh no, we don't have anybody. Like, we weren't thinking about like baby hats for when the baby is born. And I was like, well, I feel like you should have a cute hat. Gotta have a cute hat. I like, oh, that's my main concern. I'm like, well, what about the outfit? So there was a deadline, and obviously, like, it wasn't like a scheduled delivery, it was like natural. So I sort of needed to have it done earlier than when the baby was actually born so that they could have it. Doing this over the gathers is very annoying. But yeah, it's a lot of pressure. I generally just like don't make things for people for two reasons. The first reason is a lot of people are not going to appreciate it. The second is I'm a perfectionist and I don't like having a deadline. I do not like having the deadline. Like, or like, if it's like a Christmas gift or something like that, or for like birthday. 'Cause that's, I feel like, when I'm more likely to make something for a special occasion. But yeah, it's like frustrating. Either people don't appreciate it or they appreciate it too much. Where they're like, I'm never gonna use this thing you made me. I'm like, no, use it. Like, please use it. Cats are being crazy. Yeah, I hate deadlines too. I know. It's too much pressure. It takes the fun out of it. Like, right? This is like a hobby. I feel like I've been taking pottery lessons, for like a year now. And there's one person in the studio who does pottery I don't know if it's like professionally. I guess it is. Where they like teach at a couple places, but they have their own show, they vend at shows, stuff like that. And it does not seem enjoyable. Like I and even like my teacher, when she talks about like, making money or whatever, she's like, okay, well, I got to think about how long it takes me to glaze this piece, or like she's really fast. She like went to school for pottery, like ceramics. Um she's very good. But it's like all the extra things like painting, like when I was there last, she was painting vegetables by hand onto mugs, and they're super fucking cute. Like root vegetables. And she's like, I can't make money off of these. I don't even know why I'm doing it. She's like, I'm doing it for fun, I guess. Right? But she's just like, this is taking too long. Right? We're like, the whole time I was there, which was 3 hours, she was just like painting like 2 mugs. I mean, obviously she was teaching too, but it's more of like I would say it's like an independent study situation where like I didn't really need much help because I sort of knew what I was doing for that like class. So like, it's like you tell her what kind of thing you want to work on, and then she'll obviously like help you and give you advice. But, yesterday or last week I didn't really need any help. I didn't really need much help. I'm very tired today. It basically rained here the entire weekend, which I didn't hate. I think I sleep a lot better when it's raining. I don't know. Like, I don't know if it's like the noise. We can hear it in the bedroom a little bit. But I feel like I just sleep very soundly when it's raining. Like, it wasn't thunderstorming, so it's just like a really nice rain sound. This song has a harp sample in the background. It's very annoying. Which I actually need to start practicing harp again. I have not. I don't think I've practiced really since Pickle got laid off. The sun shining through the blinds. Yeah, it could be. But I also feel like at night I sleep better. Like I've been going to sleep and like not waking up at all. Like not to go to the bathroom, not because like Layla's on the bed doing something weird. Like, I literally closed my eyes at 2 AM and did not wake up until 11. I didn't hear anything. But yeah, I have not practiced harp at all, and I definitely need to because I put on my schedule harp concert Wednesday, May 17th, I think, at 8 p.m. So I sort of need to practice. Like, I figured it was one of those things where if I never, okay, I know I just said I hate deadlines, but also sometimes I need a deadline. And this is one of those times where I need a deadline to be like, okay, otherwise I'm just going to push it off for forever. I'll just be like, oh, we can do it like another week. But there's going to be a point where I need to just do it because I think I have 2 to do. I have 2 harp concerts that were redeemed with channel points. Red Serum, how are you doing? Okay. We have the first half of the lace attached. So now, Lurkin, hello. Hello, daughter. Okay, I had a late breakfast. Nice. I also had a late breakfast, I feel like. But I have a late breakfast every morning. Yesterday, okay, I need to post the photos in the Discord. Yesterday, I made the best chicken pot pie slash pie crust I think I've ever made in my entire fucking life. Like, ever. Ever. Like, the best. And what I did differently, so like the chicken pot pie itself was like really good. But the crust, so I've been using the dairy-free butter, the Miyoko's, for a while. And I feel like there was a while where I was experimenting on stream because my crust kept turning out like really dense compared to like regular butter. And the directions say to use like a food processor to like blend your dough up with the butter. And I was like, I'm not going to do that this time. Instead, I'm just going to like pinch the butter between my fingers. So I did that for the whole time to like get the butter into small pieces. It was literally like the flakiest crust I think I've ever made, with or without real butter. So that was really nice. That was great. I was very excited about that. Like, I was shocked at how good it was. And then obviously like the chicken pot pie like ingredients turned out good too. Like the filling was really good. Like I successfully made a roux. So I used the thing is I had used the last of our Miyoko's butter in the crust, not realizing that I needed some butter. I needed some butter for the roux. So I was like, how am I gonna make a roux? And Pickle's like, I think you could just use oil. So I just used olive oil to make the roux, and it turned out. And I was like, everything seems to be working out for this pot pie for some reason. Okay, so I'm pinning the top lace on here now. And we have to pin it before we sew it What is this song? I don't like it. Ouch. It was best crust. It really was. I mean, oh, pickle change. Chicken pot pie takes forever to make. I forgot how long it takes to make. Like it was it was basically my entire day was spent making chicken pot pie. And then we didn't really have that many leftovers. Like we had enough for us to like have a little bit for lunch, but now it's gone. Okay. So, I have to like pinch out the corners because this is on a curve. I'm pinning on a curve. Part of me feels like I need to match these up. Ay, ay, ay. What a tedious pattern. I mean, I guess I don't know what I thought when I was like, yes, lace inserts. Ow. Culinary class in high school, we made biscuits. We used dough blenders. The teacher loved my biscuits. I think I was the only one strong enough to get the butter in small enough pieces. How do you feel about living in the outskirts of Cincinnati? I don't know. Oh yeah, the Pittsburgh job is not real. So the thing about the Pittsburgh job was the salary was like insane. Where you were like, we could literally live in the nicest house in Pittsburgh on the salary. And the recruiter got back to Pickle and was like, oh yeah, they're moving that position to Mojave, California. And we looked it up and it's you would still be like in a nice house, but you would be in like the desert, like next to Edwards Air Force Base. Like you would be in the middle of nowhere, California desert. Like, and if you've never been out there, it's fucking bleak. Like there is a nothing. It's just sand and like a few cactuses. Like it's really bad. And the people out there are fucking weird. The butter is so important with baking. But yeah, so I guess now for all my crusts, I'm going to do it by hand. It took a while, but you know what? It was totally worth it. That was the thing is like the difference was so much, like the difference was so noticeable that I almost could never go back. I feel like I guess I could like, I feel like if the job is like good enough, I don't want to live by where the East Palestine train derailment was though. I mean, I think it'd be worth applying for the job at this point. Yeah, you is right. Like the desert is not, it's not great. So basically I have to pin this and then I have to mark a dart to get this curve right. And then I have to unpin it and then sew the dart and then repin it. For 4 corners I have total. Part of me almost wonders if I should do 2 small darts. That's the other side? Oh. Ohio, I don't want to offend you, Red Syrup, but Ohio just is like Pennsylvania. Like, I've driven through Ohio, but I don't know. It's just like Indiana, like Indianapolis is just like in the middle. But Ohio, wait, it's Cincinnati and Cleveland. The problem is they both start with C's. They both start with C's. So how am I supposed to remember? How am I supposed to remember? And then I have to remember the location. I feel like my hands are shaking a lot today. I feel like I've had a lot of coffee and not a lot of water. Cleveland is on the lake. Cincinnati is the southwest corner. Columbus is in the middle. Lots of C's. A third C city. I mean, is it a cool job or like a lame job? I think basically we're only feeling okay about Seattle at the moment. Like, there are a lot of jobs there. It's an adjacent job, not cool. Oh. Like, Seattle is fine, it seems like, but like it's so expensive. Which I think like most people that live out there are like, yeah, no shit. It's basically like San Francisco. Where it's hard to think about. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 small darts instead of 1 big one. It's a hard pill to swallow to think about selling our house and then moving to Seattle. Looking at GE. Without the Bay Area salaries, exactly. Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow to be like, okay, we're gonna sell our house, which our house is like not bad, and then potentially like move into a more expensive, shittier house. Like, and then like there is potential like that pickle would make like less money. So it's like salary cut, more expensive house, shittier house, where you're like, this is not adding up. Like something is not working. Like I don't know how they got there in Seattle, but they're there and it's like I don't know if it's because like people don't own houses. People are living with roommates if they do own a house, like renting a room, which like we could consider doing that. Um People have two, they're a couple and they both work at like Amazon, Microsoft, tech company type of thing. So they're making like collectively enough money to afford a house. Yeah, and drive forever. Exactly. Exactly. Like, yeah, there's basically some houses that are cheaper. And by cheaper, I mean like $700,000. When I say cheap, I mean $700,000. And then like pickle, there's a job potential in Milwaukee where if I type in $700,000 in Milwaukee to look for a house, I can basically buy any house I want unless it's on Lake Michigan. You know, like I could live anywhere. I could have a nice house on like a nice piece of property and not a long drive for pickle. And I'm just like, it's hard to be like, let's choose the option where everything seems shittier, but the job potential's better. So like the jobs in Seattle are way cooler, right? Like this GE job is like not that cool. It's okay. Like it's a job, but like it's not a cool job. It's not a space thermal job. So I actually think I need. Okay, so I have the first set of darts marked. So yeah, so it's sort of hard. And like I'd prefer to live somewhere liberal, but it's just like so expensive. I mean, even Boston is insane. Like the only reason we're okay is cuz we're lucky and bought before housing prices went through the roof with COVID. Right? So it's probably the same thing in Seattle. If you bought a house before COVID, you're probably like, wow, my house has gone up in price so much. I could never afford this area. Because that's sort of the situation we're in right now. Is if we were moving out here right now looking for a house, we wouldn't be able to buy this house currently. So yeah, like Pickle has some job opportunities here that are like, they're probably similar. Yeah, so it's like, is it worth moving to Ohio for like a similar job to what you would have here? You know what I mean? Unless there's more potential for like the growth at GE. Because there's no state income tax. Yeah, that probably has something to do with it. But I think Pickle made a spreadsheet as to be expected from Pickle. And so I think he's already like calculated in basically like if we were to stay here, right? Because that's the decision. Even though there's no job offers and there won't be job offers for like weeks, it's like we need to start like mentally preparing for what we need to consider, right? We need to be prepared for like offers. Because usually they give you like a week or something, and I don't want to be like, oh shit, I've never considered any of these things. That's too stressful. But yeah, I think Pickle has already like factored that in. There's one, the Blue Origin. So Blue Origin is like the competitor to SpaceX. Like the Blue Origin pay is literally like laughable. Like Pickle's going through like the process, but it's like there's no way we would take it. Like even if they offer you like $1 million in stocks, like you can't pay your mortgage with stocks. I mean, you can, but the thing is, like, we have some stocks, but like you can't sell them all the time. Like sometimes you have to wait, and they have like periods where you can sell the stocks. I need an employable roommate in Seattle. Yeah. That's sort of what I'm saying. Who has like no hobbies, like no, don't take up a lot of space. Can't have any crazy hobbies. We're the ones with the crazy hobbies. So I think I'm going to do that the smaller double darts on the back as well. Because when I did this on the practice, it really made it like a sharp corner, and I didn't like that. So I think it makes sense to do two smaller darts. I think it'll be like more work, but I think I'll be happier with it in the end. But yeah, like if the house is big enough. I mean, there are some houses, so I don't know what's happening in Seattle, but I saw a listing for a house that was like all work has been permitted, updated in whatever year with proper permits. There is a rentable unit that has permits to be so. I'm like, I mean, Pickle and I are doing unpermitted work in our house. Permits don't necessarily mean that the job was done well. It'd still be a shitty job. Frog! How are you doing? I mean, I remember when we first bought this house, I was like, and then we can make extra money by renting out one of the rooms on Airbnb. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I think it was like, coming from living in an apartment. Like before this, we'd always lived in like small apartments. And I was like, well, we'll have 3 bedrooms, so there's plenty of space. Like, am I insane? We have one full bath. Like, that's no. Sometimes I have wild ideas, and that was definitely one of them. Okay, I have the second one. The second set of darts done, I think. We'll see. And not everything we do needs permits, but if someone else did the same job, it would need a permit. Oh, I see. Well, that's good. Pretty good. I'm good. Um, just contemplating our life, I guess. Contemplating our life. And then it's like, work-life balance. Like, I actually gave Pickling, I think I gave Pickle anxiety. He was like up until 4 a.m. one night. because I was like, oh, like, you're going to be working 10-hour days if you pick a job at Amazon, like, and you're probably going to be commuting at least a half an hour each way. So it's going to be like SpaceX repeat, where you're going to be gone basically 12 hours a day. I'm never going to see you. Permit rock. The fact that you could just like tie permit into your joke, just like on the fly. Remind me to never pick a blouse this tedious again, okay? Thank you. Next time I'm like, I want to sew this pattern, and you look at it and you're like, this is gonna take forever. Somebody please stop me. So anyways, Pickle was up late one night, like um freaking out basically. As if he like already accepted the job, which like there are no offers. He does have to give a presentation. Okay, I suggested this and I think it's actually a bad idea, but then we were discussing it and it could be hilarious. So he has to present for the Blue Origin job. I think 2 topics. And they don't really say what you need to present on. It's like a test. It's like a test of like who you are as a person. And so I was like, well, I guess you could always just present on like the thermal properties of Bigfoot. And like if the drawings of Bigfoot are accurate based on how much hair Bigfoot would need to survive like the winters. Yes, and the startup. So you could do like a full thermal analysis of like, like the famous like picture of Bigfoot, and you could just use like chimp hair and be like, actually, Bigfoot would have twice as long hair, or Bigfoot would have no hair. Bigfoot would be way too hot, or XYZ. I don't think he would get whatever job he applied for presenting that. What if Bigfoot is cold blooded? Like, honestly, you could go through all those scenarios. I don't know if it would really show. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a complex enough situation to highlight Pickle's thermal knowledge. Would be smaller in the South. Oh my God. Yeah, you could talk about that for sure. I'm sure they have like cryptoids in the South that are smaller, right? That you could be like, actually, this cryptoid is probably just the smaller version of Bigfoot because blah, blah, blah. Imagine being like the hiring manager and like all these people giving like presentations about like very serious topics. And then like Pickle comes along and is like, is Bigfoot real? Next slide. And then like just, and yes, I like pushed a button as if like, back in the day, you'd have like a button to push instead of like clicking it on your computer. I don't know if you guys ever, like when you were in college, if you ever had professors that could not figure out how to use the projectors. Like I had a lot of classes that did not require projectors. And so if there was a class that needed a projector, they would like have to call in the tech people and be like, oh my God, it worked before class and now everything's falling apart. And you would just sit there for like 10 minutes and you're like, there's only a 50-minute class. You're literally wasting my time. Like, get your shit together. Get it together. Man. Other classes didn't have that problem. But man, some classes really did. They really struggled. But yeah, so I don't think Pickle should listen to any of my advice in regards to what he should present on. Because like the problem with him presenting is like a lot of the information he like doesn't have for like the specifics because it's not his information, right? It's like he doesn't get to keep the information basically. if that makes sense. Another one. Okay, so this is the dart, third dart section. Then we only have one more after that. Okay, but why did I not pin this? Pin these all too close to the edge. I think he has one interview actually scheduled. Actually it's for here. Okay, my nose is running and it's itchy. He applied for a job in Tucson, and basically the guy was like, "Oh, like, did you know there was a job opening like in Massachusetts?" And Pickle was like, "No." So there is a job opening, like it would be like 10 minutes down the road from us. Like the location is pretty prime. Like it's actually the best location. Like he doesn't have to go downtown. The drive would literally be 10 minutes. Like where we like drive by it on a semi-regular basis. Just like on our way to other things. Local job. Thermodynamic nature of Bigfoot versus Yeti. Yeah, because then Pickle can demonstrate his knowledge about how like color affects the thermodynamic, the heat transfer. You have to like go through all the seasons and stuff. Seasonal changes. Would Bigfoot shed? Does Bigfoot have a winter and summer coat? Maybe. We'll never know. Unless Pickle does a presentation on it. Okay. This feels like it's not going to line up. I feel like I have too much fabric down here. Ay, ay, ay. I think I'll have to make my second dart just like bigger. Hoj, would you really move to America? I feel like you would not like it here. Does Bigfoot have the ability to perspire? Yeah, he's a mammal. I think you'd have to make assumptions about like Bigfoot being a mammal, that kind of stuff. But yeah, so Pickle has to like make his presentations this week. That's what he's working on this week. Uh, literally nobody let me sew something this intense ever again. Unless it's a bra. I feel like I still have extra fabric here. I have a lot of extra fabric. A lot of extra the lace fabric. So basically I need to pin it because like when I make the darts, I need the darts to be in the right area. That when I sew them, they all line up. Solar! I'm going to draw my slides in MS Paint since I don't have a PowerPoint. Wait, are you being serious, Pickle? I've been cleaning for just that he's not coming. Rude. Are you really going to do it in MS Paint? Can't you just download PowerPoint illegally? I love using pirated software. I really stick it to the man every time I use pirated software. PowerPoint X Online is free? Question mark? Yeah, I don't know why you would use, like, just do it illegally. Well, now your house is clean. I know it still sucks, though. I know it still sucks. Because then you're like, well, I could have been doing anything else other than cleaning. Literally anything else. Like watching me do this tedious thing that you can't even really see. I could use Prezi. Oh my God, I forgot about Prezi. I loved Prezi in college. I would just use Prezi when I was like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I need a lot of filler. And then I'd be like, but look at this animation. Look at this animation, guys. I'm so advanced. No, I don't like this song. Just say no. Okay. I think I have third set of darts pinned. They don't line up perfectly, but whatever. Because I have to unpin it and then sew it together and then repin it. Prezi isn't Prezi anymore? Yes and yes, switching to work deadlines. Today before stream, I cleaned the cat fountain and I cleaned, like, I hate cleaning the bathroom because I feel like it's like a 10-step process. So I cleaned the countertop that from the hard water stains. I don't know if I like this song either. This is supposed to be a chill playlist, but I feel like this is going to put me to sleep. It's too chill. Prezi? I don't even know what Prezi is. It was basically like a PowerPoint competitor type of thing, but it was like really about using like animations on your slides. Like you could do like cool like zoom in, wow. Stuff like that. But apparently it's not Prezi anymore. Currently, something different. It's what we always wanted PowerPoint to be. I don't know how I heard about it, but once I heard about it, I was like, this is all I'm using from now on. I was very much into it. I do not think I got better grades because I used it. I might have actually got worse grades. Maybe my professors knew that I was just using cool transitions to make up for the lack of information I actually had for my projects. Okay, last corner. I might have to find a different playlist after I finish pinning this. Thank you, Pickle. Much better. More accessible because you just let it from URL. Everyone's just like slowly vibing to stream, and I'm like, no, absolutely not. Isn't this Hillary Duff? Okay, this one is not lining up at all. Basically, the problem is I used gathers, right? So that like changes how wide the fabric is. And so if the gathers end up being smaller, than intended, then I sort of have to like pin this lace to like get the two pieces to match up. If that makes any sense at all. Oh my god, you guys, I was looking up just need a record scratch. Petition to have daughter banned. No. Dude, Pickle had to get rid of a lot. You guys weren't here, but Pickle had to get rid of a lot of BTTV emotes. And he literally said it was specifically so we could have brows. I didn't refresh, so I don't know if any of those are actually active or not that daughter just used. But Pickle was going through and deleting hundreds of emotes because like we downgraded our account. Also, hi Snack. Heard me. Pickle's always doing things specifically to hurt somebody. That's his secret. That's what he doesn't want anybody to know. I'm kidding. Um, yeah, this one is really fucked, this side. Like the fabric just is not, I need to think about this. Like, I don't know if I need to like make another gather here, like just pin it in. I feel like that actually might be better. I think I need to pin like a fake gather basically to make the fabric sort of line up better. So many emotes are gone. Someday we'll get them back though. Okay. So the only thing is I have to redo this entire corner now. Yeah, basically it feels like sometimes my gathers got like loosened on accident. Fuck my life. Like they're not super secure until you like sew them down. And sometimes when you sew them down, they just like, they work themselves out. And I obviously like didn't check too much. So I basically have to like add an extra like gather in to like make the fabric smaller. Like where, I don't know, you can't really see. I'm working here. It just looks like I'm doing nothing, but I'm pinning this like white lace to connect the two pieces together of this project. And that means that the amount of lace I had measured is too big. So I have to like repin it. What is this playlist? Who's here? Oh, Amazon. Amazon's here. Oh, I don't know if you guys skip. Do you guys order stuff from Sephora? If so, they are having like their spring 10% sale, which is a lot off for Sephora. They never have sales. One year I spent enough money at Sephora to get to like the Rouge. Like I'm like their VIP member, like that's free. And the only thing that's good about it is you earn points, and then eventually you can get $10 off your order. Right now they're having 10% off, but if you were their next level up, you get 15% off. Which, like, I just ordered one face lotion, one specialty shampoo, and it was $100. Also, like, my face, I've been using Pickle Cetaphil, and it's not the same. My skin is truly suffering. Like, I finally found a lotion I like, and it's, I don't know, like $40. That was something that I was out of, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to wait to the sale to save 10%. And I mean, 10% is decent if you're ordering $100 of stuff, which it seems like I'm always ordering $100 of stuff. Soundtrack for the Lizzie McGuire movie. I forgot about the Lizzie McGuire movie. But anyways, if any of you guys order your lotion from Sephora, 10% off. Yeah, I don't know what DJ Pickle's doing today, but he's taking us for a ride. Xenon Girl of the 21st Century. Okay, that does make sense. I don't know if I ever watched that, to be honest. Didn't that involve, like, outer space? I don't think this is part of that soundtrack. This is just one of Pickle's favorite songs. No joke. Okay. Oh, wowie. Okay. Pickle loves computers. Pickle loves computers. He was saying how it was weird that he hasn't been on the computer as much. Like, he's obviously still looking for jobs and stuff, but he's not working like 8 hours a day at least at the computer. Like, sometimes office doors just shut. Just shut all day. Okay, so now that I have 1 billion pins in this is what I've been doing. I've been attaching this lace to the blouse. So now what we can do, I need to switch out my thread. I need to use white thread. We can sew the darts, close them up, and then sew the lace onto the blouse. I have some thread that is cotton instead of polyester, and I do not want to use that, but I don't know which one it is anymore. Real good job. Real good job. Like, I thought I put it on the bottom. I'll just wind a new bobbin. Lila, what do you want? Oh, so anyways, I was going to start talking to you guys about, I was looking at Um, like I was talking to Pickle about like me wanting to start make money with like content creation or whatever. And I was telling him that, you know, I do want to start sewing like custom bras for people, but obviously that's like a whole thing. And I need to spend enough time to like perfect the process that it can be profitable. And I was like, oh, you know, I charge like a couple $100 a bra, I guess. And then I was like, you know what? Actually, if I wanted to make like $50,000 a year, oops, I should turn the thing on. That's a lot of bras I'd have to sew. It's like one a day. And I'm like, that's just not possible with like fittings, that type of thing. Where like some people, so I was like, okay, let me see how much people charge because this can't be like a unique thing. So I was looking and I found like a Canadian person and she charges like $500, but like some of the bras are wireless. And I'm like, I don't think you need a custom, like I feel like a wireless bra only needs to be semi customizable because like a wire is usually the thing that's like super shitty. But they were just like very a Wi-Fi wireless. Oh, I get it. I only want one of those landline bras. No 5G, please. So that was interesting. I'm like, okay, like I think for $500 a bra that could work. I could work with those numbers. Bluetooth. $500 Canadian is like $350 US. That's not that bad. Groceries for 5 months. Daughter, I'll give you a bra for free if you are my fit model. Yeah, whoever wants to be a fit model, free bras. $500 value. Actually, I'll just make it up. It'll be like $1,000. Daughter bra model. Because I need to figure out how to do it like remotely anyways. So like making it sort of like an easy thing and not this like big ordeal. Right? About her booby. Only once in a while. I volunteer as tribute. Okay. Do you want to be a fit model? I volunteer my We're getting lots of volunteers here. I mean, the thing is I need to be able to fit anybody quickly and not be like, oh, I don't fucking know. Hi, Grunge. How are you doing? Okay, so now I need to pin these. I need to sew these darts, basically. And like in the process of removing it, like maintain the size of the dart. Highs and lows. Thus is life. You can't have the highs without the lows. That's why people that are always happy scare me. Like legitimately. I went to high school with this girl and I never once in my life we also went to like UW and I like talked to her a little bit, but like She got really fucking religious in college, which is just like bizarre to me. I never saw her unhappy. I never saw her unhappy. And I was like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Like, are you psycho? Like, you have to be unhappy once in a while. Or else. Or else I'm scared. Okay. So now we unpin everything. Well, not everything, but unpin a decent amount so that we can fit this under the sewing machine. One cup this weekend, lost season opener today. You can't win every game, Grunge. And I know you're going to be like, yes, I can. So I actually need to flip this to the inside. So I think I need to mark it. Just a little mark. I hate losing derbies. I don't know what that is. Okay, I have the first one flipped. Okay. Now I have 2 darts on the inside. Oh, against local rivals. Are they going to make fun of you in the street now? Could look into alterations on dresses. Yeah. I think I would get bored though. That's the thing, is I feel like I would get bored. Like, I already did like a production business before. And the thing about bras is like every single one is going to be different, right? For the most part. Like every single one is going to be a little like a different problem to solve, which I like. Like, you can be like the same pattern on a different person. It's going to have like different fit issues. Like, and I guess you could say that about altering dresses, but like I used to get all my dresses altered for like homecoming and stuff. Like I literally just thought that was normal. I thought everyone just got all their shit altered. And it was always just like at some lady's house. It was just at some random person's house. I need a paper base so this doesn't get sucked in the machine. Too much of anything given how I took care of behavior from the opponents trying to mock my players. Oh my god, they were actually mean? I was joking. I was joking. Jesus. Kids are so mean. But yeah, I also feel like there's sort of like he did a back somersault. Kids not knowing how to act bothers me. Kids don't know how to act. Kids sort of scare me, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna have to leave this unpinned while I sew the first one. have to mark though. Ah, fuck you, machine. Haha, I used paper and tried to suck it up. It almost got it. I basically always use paper behind lace at this point. Because if the machine sucks it up, it can damage the lace. To the point, it basically just like goes through the plate to the bottom of the machine. A trick from my mother-in-law. Eventful but report. Nothing scares me. I freak them and their coaches out by getting angry. I feel like you'd be scary if you were angry. I'm not gonna lie. I'd probably be scared. It feels like it's one of those things like if Pickle ever got angry, I'd also probably be scared. I'd be like, what is happening? But I feel like if I get scared, or if I get mean, people are angry, people are just like, eh, whatever. They'll be like, she's probably just hangry. And they wouldn't be wrong most of the time. Okay. First set of darts. Done. So you can just like tear the paper off and then it'll just like, you know, dissolve in the washer first time you wash it. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna like wait and pin this all back together after I do all the darts. Okay, so now that I did it like once and I have like a plan for how to mark everything, it'll go faster. Thankfully. Okay. I definitely think it was good to do 2 little darts. I feel like I just don't have that much to talk about today, you guys. I don't know why. It's been pretty like uneventful, I guess. Nothing has really happened. Just in a holding pattern. I'm not a very entertaining strimmer today. Same. Yeah, I just feel like today is one of those days where I'm just like, I don't know. Like I woke up and I went outside. I picked a dandelion to give to Herman. That was like probably my big thing for the day. Picking a dandelion for my turdish. She already ate it, by the way. She loves dandelion. Herman loves dandelions. And then Pickle went to the grocery store. I don't know how much he spent this week. But yeah, like, pretty boring. Are dandelions #1? Oh yeah, someone stole Pickle's cart at the grocery store. That was the most exciting thing, I think, that is gonna happen all day today. But they like didn't take anything out of it. I don't know what if they just thought it was their cart. Apparently you can't leave your grocery cart unattended. Someone might come along. At a later point, and then they ditched it. They were like, wait, what the fuck is all this weird shit in this cart? But yeah, I guess it's good to have uneventful days, but it's not good for streaming. I feel like there's just not much going on in my brain either. Probably because I'm tired. Fuck. Like behind me as I went to the back wall meat area and I turned around and it was gone. How mad would you have been if like you would have had to start grocery shopping all over again? Pickle said, I think he texted me that he was like 80% done with the grocery shopping. At that point. I would have been pretty mad. Like, it was an older person that got confused. Oh no. Yeah, like, yeah, was there a second unattended cart? Oh. Why are y'all leaving your carts unattended? I feel like I never leave. Well, I don't do a lot of grocery shopping because I always like threaten people. Like, I swear to God, if I'm ever gonna get into a fist fight, it's gonna be at a grocery store. I get so mad at grocery stores. They just enrage me. I don't know. I don't know if it's like the fluorescent lighting. The fluorescent lighting really sets me off in the grocery store. Or like, I don't know. It's just like people in my way. I think here's the problem. In the Midwest, there's like a lot more, like people are a lot nicer about like if you're in somebody's way. Okay, let's say I am standing in front of the yogurt and I'm like, oh, looking at the yogurt. Somebody else is behind me. In the Midwest, somebody will like most likely just wait. They'll just like wait behind you for like 10 minutes as you're picking out your yogurt. Here, people will be like, reach through, open the door, and like grab their shit. And I'm like, what are you doing? They don't even say, excuse me. Like, they never do that. They just like grab their shit. They never, and like, so the thing is, when I'm at the grocery store, I will like, oh, let me squeeze right past ya. Yeah, exactly. You had someone wedge themselves in front of me as I was standing and looking at the tortillas at Whole Foods. Dude, that's what I'm saying is I would have been like, what the fuck? Like, I would have said that out loud. Like, I would have gotten so mad. where like if people use their words and are like, excuse me, like, or they wait, but people here do not do that. They just are basically like, get the fuck out of my way. Um, and it is very annoying and upsetting. So like that's one thing about the Midwest where it's like, so like growing up with that whole type of, like, I grew up used to that behavior, and then living somewhere else where that behavior is not normal, it just makes me so mad, where I'm like, "Just be nice." And so I am it's almost like the drivers here too. Like, there's a reason the drivers here are called massholes, like, they are terrifying. Whole Foods, very wrong. Exactly. Hi, The Bachelor. The lighting, yes, pop music on repeat, true. The way it feels almost sterile and dystopian, yes. Dude, for real. I don't know who Simon Pegg is, but yes. Like, we used to go to a grocery store in Wisconsin called Metcalf's, and they used to play classical music, and it was so nice because it was just like very calm, very relaxing. And then sometimes we go to Woodman's, which is like the discount grocery store, and their floors were tile. Like the little like 6x6 tiles or even smaller. So like all the carts would be like clack, 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 la, 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 la. And so you just have like hundreds of carts going clack, 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 clack. And then like there's like 10 kids hanging off of like every single cart, or like kids just like running, like not just like one kid, like groups of children. And you're like, I cannot do this. So I have not been to Woodman's that many times. Wisconsin. Take two of everything. So what you do in that situation, I feel like it's not, you're gonna say to like not get into a fist fight, which is what I always do, where I always yell at people. Like, I guess I could wear like headphones at the grocery store. You ram the cart again. That's so funny. And spray. And then you're just like, I was just testing it. Oh my God. This is some defensive. This is actually this is offensive. You're on the offense. Offensive grocery store shopping with Pickle and The Bachelor. Where is my second thing? Oh, oh my God. The spray paint section at Home Depot where everyone does a test squirt. That is true. Everyone does a test squirt. You got to make sure the color works, okay? You got to make sure it's the color you actually think it is. Oh my God. So anyways, Pickle mostly does the grocery shopping because I get really mad. When we were in LA, we'd go to this bougie ass grocery store called Bristol Farms. And the people there were fine, and that's mostly because nobody was there. Gotta make sure the color is true. Yeah, exactly. Best grocery store ever. We still talk about Bristol Farms. Like, you would go in and spend like $100 on nothing. But they had a really good prepared food section. Like, you could get anything you wanted. And they had boar's head lunch meat. They had like, it was like a smaller grocery store where like instead of having an aisle dedicated to like Nabisco products, they had like, imagine Whole Foods except bougier. It was really nice. So I'd go there. Or I'd go to Gelson's, which was another bougie grocery store. And it was like required that the employees would help bring your cart to your car with you because everyone that shopped there was elderly. So the first time we went there, but you could get like weird ass fruits and stuff, like that you could never find anywhere else. Bougier than Whole Wallet. No, that's it is saying something. This was in basically that grocery store was in I think it was technically in Woodland Hills in the Valley, but it was next door to Calabasas and also next door to like Hidden Hills. Like that's where the Kardashians live and like a lot of celebrities. It's literally a mountain. I'm pretty sure they cut the top off and then they put all the houses up there. And it's like gated. So you can't even get up there. Like you can't look up there. It's impossible.
Rick is so hot.
Rick is so hot.
Rick
I
is so
know.
hot.
That's why I married him. Can I have a good night hug? Yes. You can always have a good night hug. So basically, it was catering to that clientele. So we wouldn't go there all the time. Like, there were like 4 grocery stores we go to. We'd go to Vaughn's in Malibu, Ralph's in Woodland Hills. And I would go to the Calabasas Ralph's. Ralph's is like a Piggly Wiggly or a Cops. It's just like a regular grocery store. Like middle of the road, nothing crazy, no crazy discounts, no crazy prices. Oh, and we go to Sprouts. Oh fuck, I miss Sprouts. Okay, Sprouts was the best. Like they just carried a lot of fruits and vegetables and everything was really cheap for some reason. I don't know why. I love Sprouts. No one's going to know Piggly Wiggly? What do you mean no one's going to know Piggly Wiggly? I was thinking of the Piggly Wiggly, like, the Bachelor's going to know Piggly Wiggly. Red Syrup is going to know Piggly Wiggly, right? Piggly Wiggly, Shop the Pig. Hello? Imagine having a grocery store chain with a pig as your mascot. Yeah, that's actually where you drop off the elderly. And then you come back a few hours later. Oops. Accidentally unpinned all of these. I only wanted to unpin one. I need to sew one of these darts. I feel like it's easier to sew one and then pin the second one after I sewn the first one. Piggly Wiggly but never been there and they're southern, are they? The what? I've never heard of Brookshire's and Brookshire's brothers. Luby's and Piccadilly. Pre-chewed. Oh, there's one in the South, really? And they show this out. I like pig butts and I cannot lie. The only big points I are not snacks I make. Gecko calls it the wobble hog. Didn't he work there? Didn't he work at Piggly Wiggly? So as an ecologist, which I bailed really early on, generally you like do a field season, then you come back and like work retail or something for like during the off season. So you can get another job. Oh, he worked at Cops. Pickle would just tell me about what was that gas station you liked on the way to Houston that had those pastries, the Polish pastries? You guys were pretty excited about that. I went on one family road trip. Oh, Kalash's, yeah. Hi, Addie. He might have. So, like, everyone like, it was like a family road trip, and they were like, "Okay, everybody, we're at the gas station, like, the gas station to get the collages, Weekles? And I was just like I was gluten-free already, so I was just like, "Cool." But yeah, everybody basically went crazy for them. Everybody loaded up. It was a nice gas station, though, I will say that, it was really nice. It was very, like, clean. It almost felt like a little grocery store type of thing in there. It was almost like a quick trip. Flashes down the street from you? Really? So I've never had one, but I mean, I've never heard anybody say anything bad about them. So maybe I need to try and like the thing is I could try and recreate it and have Pickle tell me if it's close or not. I've been wanting to make so there's a oh fuck, I almost went over my needle there. There is ONH Danish Bakery in Racine. Live up here in this Polish Amish country. Not one fucking college. That's the thing is Wisconsin has a lot of Polish immigrants. Like a lot of Polish immigrants. And I have never heard of a kolache, so I don't understand what happened. I don't know if it was like a different region of Poland immigrated to Wisconsin. I've never seen one. I've never heard of one. We go to Texas and it's just like a thing. LaGrange. Think you need Czech. Oh, is it Czech? Okay. Yeah, I don't know how much Czech. Like Racine has a lot of Danish or like immigrants. So we have Kringle, but they also make this thing, it's called the Seven Sisters, and it's like I don't know if it's actually I don't know if it's like Americanized, I don't know what it is, but it's basically like a pastry. And then in the middle is like cream, but it's like open and it's like almond filling. My mouth is watering. It's like a custard filling, but it's all baked together like a cinnamon roll. And there's 7 of them, and that's why it's called Seven Sisters. Even the worst collage is just as just a hot dog baked in dough, like a massive pig in a blanket. You grew up with sweet filling. Interesting. Kewanee, Wisconsin has an annual Kolache festival. Well, that's it. I guess we're moving back to Wisconsin. So I haven't tried making a Seven Sisters knockoff yet. Like I did find this recipe book that basically went through like her whole deal was going to like little Midwestern towns. Like basically she grew up in the Midwest, left the Midwest, went to like California, of course, and was like, "Oh shit, I missed the food." And then went back and was like, "Hey, I'm going to interview all these old people and go to all these churches and get all the recipes and then write a cookbook." Are more sweet. The Texas clutch that I know is basically bread around a hot dog. Like Kringle's pretty good, but I haven't tried making that. So anyways, I found this cookbook and I'm pretty sure she had like a Seven Sisters recipe in there. Okay, one more dart to work on. And then I can repin this all and make sure it works before I cut the excess fabric around the dart. Because that right now, like if it doesn't work, I can resew it. I do like food. Like when my dad arrives with brat flavored hot dogs to the party. They have fruit ones. It is not a family knows I'm like obsessed with brats. They like I got some brats for you, and it'll literally be like a chicken hot dog that's just like fatter than a regular hot dog. I'm like this is not it. But thank you. This is not it. I don't think they've ever gotten it right. We're like, it's fine. Just let us take care of it. You guys worry about other things. So like it would be nice to have like what is it with jobs asking like everyone's asking Pickle like how much money he's expecting. And it's like, why are you asking that? That's such a random question. Like, you just say like $1 million. Like as much as you can give me. How about that? Ah, they want to make sure he's not just paper chasing because they want to know. Yeah, I want to know what the salary range is, which it's interesting because in the state of Washington, apparently you like legally have to say the salary range, but they'll be like salary range $60,000 to $200,000. And you're like, that's not helpful at all. I'm like, I think you guys missed the point of the assignment. Make sure. Of course he's paper chasing. Who isn't? Why wouldn't you? Nobody's like, oh yeah, pay me less money actually. They're like, money is great, but actually you don't even need to pay me. Thanks. I'll just work for free. BRB, okay. Never get a range revealed my previous current salary. Yeah. Like, Pickle's dad is very adamant about not revealing how much Pickle has made previously. They don't tell me upfront what they pay. I make at least $5 a year currently. Yeah, I'm just chasing a higher salary. But that's like the only way to do it now. It's like interesting listening to like, boomers and how they're like, no, you can totally just stay. the sports news and wanted to check on Pickle and Frog as they finally traded their quarterback. Wait, who? The Packers? Dude, Brett Favre is a liability. Sorry, I literally keep calling him Brett Favre because he's literally the same. Literally the same. Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, same track. Where they're just like, they peaked and then they like went, they were still part of the Packers and they like fucking nosedive. It was just like a cliff. They went off a cliff. So I have literally since Aaron Rodgers, that's his name. Since Aaron Rodgers has really gone all like weird, I have been calling him Brett Favre constantly. Constantly calling him Brett Favre. Because I feel like I'm reliving like my childhood. Didn't retire, not retire. Also the point in the timeline for your tour dick pic. Oh my god. Okay. This was the last set of darts. Thank God. So now I can move back over here and like repin this down, make sure it fits. And the greatest news of all today was Tucker Carlson show is now over and he gets no goodbye episode. Yeah, because most companies want to know what they're investing in, and especially in Pickle's position. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's fair, but I just think it's so awkward. It's very awkward. I'd be more loyal to companies if they gave real raises. True, yeah. Coming where they have to disclose salaries up front in the